guys, Joel Vallie from Media Glitch. My stage manager. He's got a new job, so he's just like not even caring anymore. I'm just kidding.
I'm your secondary host, Miranda.
Miranda.
Thanks, Joel. Thanks for remembering.
I am so sorry. Well,
who's
I'm
on
Joel
camera.
Vallie. Sorry, man. You know, it's live. What are you going to do? Now, listen, guys. Check this out. This interview is a year in the making. Last year at Arizona Game On Expo, I was supposed to do an interview with the Game Chasers. Sadly, Billy got his wallet stolen. Well, he'll tell that story in the interview. And so he didn't really want to do it that day. He's like, let's do Sunday. And then Sunday, my daughter got sick, went in the hospital. I had to leave quickly. So a year in the making, here we are now, finally getting to this interview. I hope you enjoy it. Take a look. What's up, guys? Joel Vallie from Media Glitch here, and I am here with Billy from the Game Chasers. Billy, how are you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. How about you?
Where are we at? Tell the people at home where we're at.
We are at a video game expo called Game On Expo here in Phoenix, Arizona, where you can find all sorts of retro games, arts, all kinds of stuff if you're into that sort of thing.
Now, this is an interview long in the making because last year,
At least a year.
yeah, last year we were like, yeah, let's do it. Like, get with me on Saturday. And then that night, I believe you lost your wallet. Is that correct?
So we did something really stupid last year. We decided we would climb a mountain in the middle of like the night. I think it was around 10 o'clock or so. Yeah, we climbed one of the big mountains in the middle of Phoenix, Arizona with no water, no guidance, nothing but just our idiocy, I guess. And yeah, I lost my wallet. Well, mainly because I took off my pants because it got really hot, and like I guess my wallet fell out of my pants when I put them up on my shoulder to do the rest of the hike. Man, it sucks. Still haven't found the wallet, so it's somewhere on that mountain. If you find it, let me know, please.
And so that Saturday you came in, they hadn't slept all night, and we decided, you know what, let's do the interview on Sunday. You get some rest. And then Sunday came along, and my daughter got sick, had to go to the hospital, and I just left Saturday. So here we are, 1 year later, about to do the interview. So first of all, because my audience, you know, on television may not know of the Game Chasers, and I'll put some footage in for you guys to know, but explain to them, one, what it is, and two, how did that idea get birthed?
Well, I'll start with the second part of that question. Me and my friend Jay were sitting around watching an episode of American Pickers, and we really liked the show. It's interesting, but it really wasn't exactly right up our alley because we are big retro gamers. We have gone to flea markets and thrift stores, people's houses, looking for old retro games, like a lot of people do nowadays. But we decided that, hey, why not film it? Because I have a video background. I know how to edit pretty okay, I guess. And so we decided to kind of put it in like a television format. So the show is essentially me and my friend going out and looking for old school retro games as cheap as we can find them at flea markets, thrift stores, garage sales, you name it.
And Jay's always with you. How do you guys become friends? You guys have been friends for a long time. How long have you been friends? How do you guys become friends?
So me and Jay have been friends since the late 90s. We both worked at Blockbuster Video. And so we became friends for whatever reason. We're kind of into the same things, video games being the number one, I would probably say. And we kind of just kept hanging out from there. And the whole going to the flea market and looking for video games was something we were doing way before we actually started shooting the show. So that was kind of the genesis of shooting the show. It was like, hey, we're already doing this. People like this type of show, so let's go ahead and make one of our own and throw it up on YouTube and see if people like it.
And immediately you can see the production value. It's not like other, shows where they're out hunting for video games. You guys set it up like a documentary, green screen and all that. And what it is today is a lot different. What was the gear that you had to use when you first started the show? And give some encouraging words to those people who are just trying to get it going.
I would say just do it. If you have an idea, just run with it. We had an idea, not knowing whether or not it was going to suck. Well, I mean, it sucks, but
I disagree.
Self-deprecating humor is my specialty. Yeah. But we didn't really have any expectations, and I think that's really key. It's like, don't really have expectations, maybe, because you sometimes set yourself up to be disappointed if it doesn't exactly go the way you want it. we just kind of just did it for fun. Like, hey, whatever, just do it for fun. Nothing to lose. And so with that mentality, it just kind of made it a lot more fun. Instead of going into saying, we need to create this, it needs to be popular, it needs to be liked, or else I'm screwed, and just having that stressful situation over your head. No, it's like, oh, let's just do this and let's have fun with it. And I think that just kind of helped spawn this, what we have now, and it's pretty much become a job for me at this point. And I don't know if it would have if I started out with that mentality. I'm not sure.
Because most people go into it like, it's going to be big, it's going to be huge, we're going to do it, and YouTube's so saturated now. It's
exactly.
It's like good luck. So you guys went in.
And plus, that was 6 years ago. It's totally different now. Back then, you didn't see as many shows like ours where it was that highly produced. You saw some, but you didn't have like the big production companies. Because now on YouTube, you have big production companies doing YouTube videos. You didn't really have that back then. And it's a lot easier 6 years later for people who may not have a lot of video knowledge or the right or big, expensive equipment. They can still put out quality stuff. It's easier to access that type of stuff. So I took advantage of my training because I was in production before all this. But nowadays, a lot of my best friends in this is just like people who with no training whatsoever, no video training, no editing training, and I'm like, I take freaking pointers from them when editing stuff. So it's like sometimes the one thing.
Dad, this game's hard.
Let me get that thing down there.
It looks like
It's kind of stuck there. Let me
Now, speaking of talent, I've seen short films that you've done in the past when you used to work. No, but it's very obvious that you have an eye for film. It's very obvious that you have a love for film.
You talking about the Troy Aikman?
Yeah, the Troy Aikman. And behind it, was it in the grocery store or something? What do you still have that passion to do films in the future? What is that passion like now since you've been doing YouTube?
Hopefully I'm not too long-winded on this one, but no, that's what I really enjoy doing. I've always loved to do that sort of thing. But I kind of got stuck in a rut working a production job for a production company, doing like corporate videos and stuff, because you got to pay the bills, right? I mean, in Texas, I'm not in California or anything, and it's so hard to get your foot in the door and doing movies and stuff like that. And so you kind of get stuck in a rut, and I just need to pay the bills. YouTube allowed me to kind of do creative things on my own that I've always wanted to do, and I never thought that it would turn into a reality type show, but it did. But the funny thing is, that's not even the things that I really enjoy doing on the channel. I'd much rather do like the cartoons that we do, the short skits and stuff like that. Because that's when we go out and film a Game Chasers episode. What happens happens. There's no creative, due process in that, unless I kind of just make jokes and stuff in editing. But full-fledged cartoons that we do, man, we get to go and have as much fun as we want. I get to really express myself creatively and just be as stupid as I want. Like my short film, because I kind of have this weird twisted sense of humor, and I think it shows a lot of the stuff that we do. I would love to do that type of stuff going down the road.
More Christmas music videos?
Definitely more Christmas music videos. My mission is to make the most cringiest music video of all time, and I fell short of that. I do believe it's somewhere mushed in the middle of just like what is that, and please never let me see this ever again. But
gather round, it's Christmas time. Sexual robots in the quantum void. Gather round, it's Christmas time.
Yeah, I would love to do like a full-fledged Game Chasers movie one day. I would love to do other things like that. I've edited over 60 plus episodes of the Game Chasers, and it's still fun to do, but you know, it kind of starts being old hat after a while. You know, I need my creative juices to be more stimulated. So yes, I am looking forward to doing full-fledged Game Chasers movie. That would be amazing.
Now, speaking of like, you know, what happens on the show, you said, is there anything that just was so crazy you couldn't put it in an episode, and what was it?
Yeah, actually. So people accuse us of faking crap all the time because they can't believe that we could possibly have found a really rare game like Little Samson or Flintstones, even though it had the store label on the Flintstones. And don't tell me how we faked that. But anyway, I digress. One day we went out. We've never found a miracle piano, and a miracle piano is an accessory you'd hook up to a Nintendo Entertainment System and learn how to play the piano. It's this big piano and has Nintendo usually on it. We found one morning filming, and we'd never run across one before. They're very uncommon. And Jay ends up buying it, and then we go to another flea market and find another one. And then, well, that's kind of unusual. That's really weird. Then we go to a flea market and find another one. 3 in one day. And I purposely did not put the last 2 in because I knew if I did, people would tell us we were full of crap. And like, there's no way that possibly happened. But I kind of regret that now because, and that was early on. I kind of regret that now because I'm like, look, it happened. I should have just go ahead and left it in. And if people want to believe it or not believe it, then whatever.
It's a full memory for you guys.
It is. So I kind of regret not leaving that in, but it is why I didn't leave it in because it was like, I think even if I watched this, I wouldn't believe it. So I didn't, yeah. I regret it.
And where do you see the future of the channel in 5 years?
Hopefully the future of the channel in 5 years is getting me to where I'm actually getting paid the normal rate of somebody that has a production background, I hope. I just want to be able to, look, I've said this all along, you have to have a love for this sort of thing because most channels aren't going to take off and be able to get you a very sustainable living. So if you do love doing what you do, then you get something out of it at least. And every time I go to one of these cons, I'm having people walk up to me and goes, I really love your show. I have depression, and your show gets me over it. It's one of my few happy places I have. I had somebody message me the other day saying that I never bond with my son, but for whatever reason, when your show's on, I'm able to bond with my son. I'm like, so I mean, I could go get a job somewhere else doing other things, getting paid a lot more for what I do, editing and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I weigh the options, and this is much more fun. So if it just, I mean, hell, if it's just doing as good as it is now, 5 years from now, I'm fine. Right. Would I like to add to that resume a little bit with some movies and more creative things? Absolutely. And you gotta diversify a little bit because we're kind of niche, but who knows how long people are going to be into that niche sort of thing. Are people going to be into watching dudes going out and finding retro video games 5 years from now? Who knows? But I think we've laid a pretty good foundation to where no matter what we do, I think there'll be a segment of the population out there that at least gets some sort of enjoyment out of it.
Because eventually, I mean, this is like negative thinking, but retro becomes antique.
And you don't have to look far for that. I mean, a lot of what you see with like the NES and Nintendo 64 and stuff like that, where it's really super popular right now. Atari was once like that. Nobody likes it. It's not that nobody likes Atari, but it's not on the pedestal it once was. It's like everything goes in waves. And, you can only watch a show for so long before you kind of get bored with it, I think. And that goes for anything. Any show, I mean, you name it. So I don't foresee Game Chasers necessarily being around in 5 years, but the channel and us creating content, yeah, sure, absolutely. I see no reason not to.
And tell me about and then this will be the last question, but tell me about the first time you're walking and someone notices you from the show. Is that the moment that it clicks like, hey, this thing might be taking off?
It's kind of random. It happens maybe like once every couple months, but usually for whatever reason, I'm not sure why, it always seems like it's at Walmart. And maybe that's because like I go there too much. I don't know, but in fact, funny enough, actually it happened on the way here. It was Walmart. No, man. And when something like that happens, it's cool. Not because you got recognized, but you know that there's a physical person standing right there that you've affected in some way, and your content, you know, they enjoy, and they enjoyed enough that they felt they needed to come up and say hi. And I think that's cool. As for the first time it happened, actually, the first time it happened, funny enough, was we went to a flea market a couple of weeks after the first episode aired, and these two dudes were selling games. Go, oh wait, you were on that internet show that Gamester 81 was talking about. So, yeah, that was the first time it ever happened.
Okay, one more question. Can you nail it down to one episode where you felt like, okay, the show's kind of taken off?
Yeah, first episode.
That was the first episode?
It was the first episode. Because I think the reason I say it's the first episode is because I had, like I said before, I had no expectations. We did it and I threw it up and I'm like, people are probably gonna think this is crap. I mean, who knows if they like it or not. But everything was just so overwhelmingly positive, and just the amount of views and subs exceeded anything that I thought might happen. And it just flew up the roof, and I was like, well, we got to make more now. I mean, because that really wasn't in the cards where I was like, let's make this a series. It was just kind of like, there's Game Chasers, and there wasn't even like an episode 1 or anything. It was just like Game Chasers. And then like people were like, holy crap, you know, this is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome. I didn't know the show was going to take off, but I was like, this really does have the possibility after, I guess, the first episode, because like I said before, I had no expectations, but when I put that episode out, it didn't have an episode number, by the way, it was just Game Chasers. It was Game Chasers, and people were just going crazy for it. They were like, wow, this is awesome, this is amazing, do more, do more, do more. And I was like, well, I told the guys, I was like, well, this seems to be kind of a hit amongst, you know, keep in mind, a hit for us back then with like 300 subs maybe was like 500 views. So you gotta put things in perspective.
That's a hit for me now.
There you go. So,
500 views.
well, I'll try to help you out to get this more views. But so yeah, after that I was like, I guess we're making more. So let's go film.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time, man. Go check out his channel, guys. If you're watching this live on TV, go check it out on YouTube. It's the Game Chasers. If you're watching this on live TV, head over to our YouTube channel. Give us a like. Give us a subscribe. I need a drink of water. I'm out. We'll see you. Bye-bye. What'd you think about that one, huh?
Can't believe it took a year to have that interview.
Pretty sexy, huh?
It was interesting.
Yes, so that's it, guys. I hope you liked that interview. If you haven't checked out the Game Chasers, please do yourself a favor and do it. It's some of the greatest production value that you'll get in the retro scene, heck, on the YouTube scene. It's just good stuff. And yeah, if this is your first time here, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If they're watching this on live TV, Miranda, what do?
They go over to YouTube so that they can.
They
can like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, we don't know what you're thinking there in your house when you're watching
right.
us on TV.
That's right. Our ESP reader just went on the fritz recently, so
Exactly.
you have to actually come and tell us these things. And we do. We love reading your comments, so please keep them coming.
What else?
Don't forget to check the little bell under the video, which will notify you when new videos come out, because Joel has been on a bit of a video interview binge, so it's definitely worth checking all of these new ones out.
Good stuff.
I think so.
All right, guys.
We'll see you guys later.
Take care. Bye-bye.